Mm. Good morning. Post yoga. um, mm. So, yoga, International Yoga Day. Never thought I'd be making a video about yoga, that's for sure. Um, and like a lot of people, I tended to go to the gym, do the running and the swimming and the rowing and the aerobics classes. But I also used to do a lot of mixed martial arts, and I've done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing. So yoga has played a part in my life, predominantly around pregnancy, because it's very good for the baby when you do yoga. It's very good for you when you do yoga. But I hated yoga classes because the yoga classes were they tended to be filled with lots of pretentious people, or these really skinny minis that could bend and flex and put any prima ballerina to shame. And they used to come across as holier than thou. And they'd know all the names of all the asana things and whatever they're called and all these poses. And I'd just like, yeah, no, I'd rather be in a dojo kicking ass, punching something or someone, kicking something or someone. And yeah, yoga and I have had an on-off love affair for many years. My oldest is nearly 18, which scares the crap out of me. Like, how did that happen? How did 18 years just go by in a blink of an eye? But that's kind of where my yoga journey started 18 years ago. And like I said, it's been an on-off love affair. And then about 4 or 5 years ago, this amazing guy that I used to work with, Chris Downham, he started on this yoga journey. And then he went vegan, and then the next thing I know, him and his wife Jenny have started this yoga studio called Rise Yoga in Sheffield. And if you're in that area, I highly recommend you go along and learn from these guys. Really lovely couple, beautiful studio. Um, and it intrigued me again. I was like, what? Is it going back to make another entrance? Mm. And, I was just like, yeah, no. Still up for my running, still wanting to do my mixed martial arts. Totally still in love with my swimming. Don't call me the mermaid for nothing. And if there's one thing this quarantine has done, it's just this whole not being able to go swimming in the ocean or even swimming in a pool. Um, oh, I can't wait. That moment my body hits the water. Oh, mm. Anyway, swimming aside, it's National Yoga Day, as you can see with the hair and the slightly zen kind of face. Now, the other day after I did yoga, because this is my 7th day in a row doing yoga, and I was inspired this time to start doing yoga by a friend of mine, Nina. We both write for the One Tribe magazine. She's a yoga instructor, and she's currently in Munich, I think. We tend to travel quite a bit. And I've been reading her articles in the One Tribe magazine and understanding more about the practice of yoga. And she's not one of those up her own arse kind of yoga teachers either. The ones that, will look down their nose at you or tut at you if you haven't got your breath in the right time, or you haven't held it long enough, or, you haven't quite stretched your finger enough, or you haven't got, the pose quite right. Or when they tell you to sit with your backside on your ankles and you're like, what the holy hell how am I supposed to do that? And so 7 days in, it's all right. It's going all right. It's I've had joints in my body crack, and the relief. It's like, oh my God, it's like self-chiropractic. Oh, do I need a chiropractor? Yes, I do. I really need a chiropractor, but we're in quarantine, not allowed to go see them. Yes, we're in quarantine still here in Latin America. Protests with all. And anyway, so we're 7 days in, I get up. I used to get up and do my 10-minute ab workout. And as a writer and somebody who does a lot of writing and does a lot of sitting throughout the day, and as a sailor, we do a lot of sitting when we're on the boat, when we're not working on the boat or hoisting and trimming sails. I need to move my body, which is why I love, we jump off the boat when it's safe and go for a swim. We get into a harbour and we go for a run. But with yoga, I've been trying it on the boats and the deck of the boats while we've been sailing. And when you're actually out at sea, you need to fix something, or you need to get from one end of the boat to the other. You end up doing what we call boat yoga. You get into some really, really strange positions, and you've got to get into some tight spaces. So flexibility has always been a good thing. And thankfully, because of my mixed martial arts, I do have an element of flexibility. And because of my swimming, I am really strong. Cardio is not a problem. I can swim for 2 miles, not a problem. I can run for 10K, not a problem. But I'm not sweating. Now, I'm a girl that used to do a dance floor marathon. I couldn't imagine running a marathon. So I used to put my polar fitness device, I used to time it, and I would dance a marathon. Yeah, I would dance at least 27 miles every Friday and Saturday night. I'd train for it as if it was a marathon. I'd hit the dance floor, boom, every week. So fitness isn't a problem. But it's again this whole yoga thing, this whole breathing. And then I started doing a lot of internal work, all this breathing work and, releasing and all this stuff and going within. I mean, I've always gone within, I've always journaled, I've always reflected, and it's always been part of the process that I go through with my clients when I'm coaching them. What is it that, calling out the soul purpose. And I know a lot of people, they use yoga to draw out their soul's purpose. What is it I was born for? Going within, meditating. But when you see it as a way of exercising, and you have to get into these poses, and you're like, well, how is this exercise? But I tell you what, I do Latin dance fitness as well, because being here in South America, I wanted to learn Latin dances, especially the rumba and the Argentine tango. Not really bought into the Argentine tango. The paso doble, however, hell yes, I am loving the paso doble. So every day I do my 10-minute abs, but I also do my fitness in the evening. So I've started doing my yoga in the morning. So yoga in the morning, halfway through the day, I do my 10-minute fitness abs workout. Or if I need to shift some energy with some of the stuff I'm writing, or I've just done a client call, boom, I do a 10-15 minute abs workout or fitness workout. And then in the evening, I celebrate the day with my Latin dance fitness. But it was really interesting because the other day I messaged a friend just after I'd done my yoga and I was doing my journaling. She goes, "Are you all right? You don't sound like," and I was like, I didn't sound like Dawn, the high vibing, highly energetic, like boom, let's get on with the day. And I was like, oh, that's really funny you say that, because I was really ready to go back to bed. I'd just done my yoga. She heard my yoga Zen voice. And the thing is, some of these poses that we have to get into, they may not look like much. But I'm like, oh, actually, that's really quite interesting how my body feels now. I still haven't mastered the whole thing where you're on your hands and, you're almost in like a plank. Well, you are in a plank. and then you have to bring one leg and it has to go into the front. I mean, how the hell do you go from your leg out the back, one fluid movement, to it being in a full lunge? Not quite mastered that. I do have to bring my leg from the back to the middle and then out the front. That's taking a little bit of navigation at the moment. But it's interesting. Yoga, my journey with yoga is interesting. Especially when you consider things like planks have been really difficult for me since I damaged my shoulder during a fall in mixed martial arts. I haven't been able to do floor press-ups. I have to do them up against the wall or in the water. Trying to do a plank for more than 30 seconds with this shoulder. I'm learning, one-armed planks that they take a little bit longer to master, and I still do the whole shaking thing. But I'm enjoying it. Yoga's interesting. Whether I'll stick at it, I don't know. But so far so good. 7 days in, and it happens to be International Yoga Day. I know I'm not alone in this. I know that there are people that have been flirting with yoga for a while, and they're also like me. They're more like your high intensity cardio kind of workout, and I'm doing the beginner stuff at the moment. So, I look at these people who can do handstands and headstands. I think, yeah, that's badass. I'd love to do a handstand again, not in the water, but actually on land. But will I ever be able to do it with my shoulder? Who knows? Headstand, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I'd like to do that. So I have my little goals that I want to get to, but at the moment, I'm just exploring it. And this is the thing, whenever we start something new, it's always about not putting too much pressure on ourselves. As an author, I can smash out 10, 15,000 words a day. Not many people can do that. But it takes time and it takes practice. We have to develop that muscle. And right now I'm developing my yoga muscles. And yeah, what better way to start than at the beginning, right? So I'd love to hear about your journey with yoga. If you've got any hints and tips for a beginner. At the moment I'm using Yoga with Adrienne. That seems to be pretty cool. I quite like it. I like her dog Benji, who just lies there next to her. So shout out to my friend Alison, who recommended Yoga with Adrienne. I've yet to have a full-on conversation with Nina. If you haven't heard of Nina Sadlowski, I will tag her in this post and put her web link. But yeah, let me know about your yoga journey. How are you getting on with it? Where did you start? And do you also find that your joints are cracking, like self-chiropractic? It's like, oh yeah, that was nice. Bit of a crack addict in the best possible way. Can't wait to see a chiropractor for them to crack my neck and readjust my spine and my hips. But yeah, for now yoga will suffice. And let's see where this journey takes us. That's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed and look forward to hearing from you. Ciao for now.